Hey guys, it's Cole. I just got home from the DCUniverse Titans premiere, and it is now 1 a.m., so I'm keeping my voice a bit quiet, but I've got so much to tell you guys, and I want to tell you when it's fresh. Now, if you want a spoiler-free sort of look at how it went, I will link you the Nerd Queen's Twitter down below in the description, because that is pretty spoiler-free. But if you want spoilers, stay here. If you don't want spoilers, please leave the video because there will be spoilers. So where do we start? Let's talk about, well, Dick Grayson, Robin. So when you meet him for the first time, when you meet him as the young man that we're being introduced to, he is just a new detective. He just moved to Detroit. Someone comments that he's been with the department for about a month and he's very closed off. He's very, very socially traumatized, it seems. He's a lot like Bruce in the way that he's like, don't talk to me, I don't work with anyone. He really reminds me of Bruce before Robin became a thing, because that was a time when he worked with no one and he was like, whatever. So the department gives him a new partner, a new detective partner. And already you see him standoffish, go away, I don't want to talk to you, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. Life is good. And he's working this case about these missing children, and you can tell it is eating him alive. And that's the entire reason why he puts back on the suit. And he goes and he kicks ass. Like you saw in the trailer, there was that dark alley scene where he said, "Fuck Batman." And by the way, if you're really burning for an explanation as to why he said, "Fuck Batman," I can explain that a little bit. Basically, he shows up. He's trying to stop these drug dealers who are also going to be using kids. And they're like, immediately they see him and they start pointing their guns at the air and they're like, where is he? When you're here, there's always, where's Batman? Where the fuck is Batman? And he basically kicks ass, takes names, and then he says, fuck Batman, because like, you can tell that he resents the fact that the second they see him, they don't want, that he doesn't want to be like, you know, if there's Robin, Batman always follows. And boy, is the fight beautiful. The fight is a lot like I don't know, it felt like a dance in the way that everybody had their part. In the way for Dick Grayson, his part was kicking ass, and the drug dealers was being the ass kicky. It was very violent. Like, when they'd have announced this was a rated R show, everyone was really like, how can you make it rated R? It's gonna be goofy or something. Holy shit. No, in this fight alone, he makes it rated R. One of my favorite parts was he takes a drug dealer's head and he slams it against a brick wall and just drags it. And you see blood smeared on the wall. It's fantastic. I know I sound crazy, but it was really fun to watch. But he doesn't kill anyone, he just maims and seriously injures. But as the show progresses, you see with Dick that he is damaged. At one point, he interacts with Dove, Hawk and Dove, and Hawk hates him. They're old friends from back in the day, and Dove knows him. And at one point, Dove says, "You weren't kidding when you said you changed." So that really sets the scene for like the kind of person that we're dealing with right now. He's struggling. He says that he left Batman because he's trying to distance himself from the thing Batman was becoming, which was probably someone that was too violent for his taste. So there is that. And he's so good with kids. Like, at first when he starts talking to Rachel, Raven, if you didn't know, her name is Rachel, and they refer to her as Rachel in the show. he's really good with her. But then after a while, he keeps treating her like a little kid, and that doesn't jive well with her. So up until then, he's really good. And around the department, he's known as the guy who's good with kids, which is cute. There's this great little scene where he needs a little extra cash, so he calls Alfred, and he flips open his cell phone, and it's like a special cell phone with all these heroes in it and whatnot. And so the director said, when you watch it on DC Universe, pause the show when you see the phone. The contact list will give you some idea of what we'll see later on in the season. Okay, so enough about Dick. I have to move on to another character before you guys get bored. So Rachel, aka Raven, she is fantastic. She is such a great character. So what everyone's used to is a Raven where she's really goth, very emo in a way. I hate to use the word emo, but she's, dark makeup, dark clothes. She's like, whatever, like, don't talk to me. This Raven is a young girl. She's high school age, and she is struggling. Just like, I think everyone in the show is struggling. But for her, she's struggling with this power that's coming out inside of her, and it's demonic. As we know, her father's a demon. But it's coming out in a very unique way. It's when there's conflict, her powers come out. When she's walking past like a mirror or a reflection, sometimes it'll suddenly turn to her and say, let me kill him, let me kill them, or say, they're not telling the truth, which saves her life a few times, which, why not love your demons, right? But the actress is just amazing. She's so cute, but she's so badass. And, like, you can tell she's struggling. Yes, she's got all this conflict, but you can also tell she doesn't take bullshit. So, like, when Dick starts treating her like a kid, she kind of looks at him like, that's not gonna fly, buddy. Also, she loves Game of Thrones. There's this great scene when she's in another room watching Game of Thrones, and she suddenly yells, dragons? This show just got so much better. It's hysterical, but I love it. Okay, and next up, the other character we saw a lot of was Starfire. I know she's an alien princess, but she's literally a queen. So Anna, the actress, was amazing. She was so cool. So basically, how she's introduced is she wakes up and she's behind the passenger side of a crashed vehicle in Austria. And she doesn't know where she is. She doesn't know who she is. She doesn't know what this body is. So they're starting to lean towards possibly that she's not been in this body before, or that maybe her consciousness went into the body. But anyway, so she ends up finding out the person's body who she's inhabiting, or who she is kind of this queen of the underworld type person. I mean, she basically lives in the entire top floor of a hotel. So that gives you a picture of how crazy cool this girl is. She finds her cell phone, and it has a lock screen of her with a guy named Konstantin Kovar. You might recognize his name from the CW show Arrow. They are not the same person, but, well, they're not the same character. Oh God, I'm getting this. They're not connected. They're two different universes. Anyway, so seeing a chance to to figure things out, she goes and finds Konstantin Kovar, and he's saying all this stuff like, you sold me out for this girl, and you broke my heart, and I loved you. And she's like, like trying to see if she gets this vibe that maybe she loved him. And she's like, nah, I'm pretty sure I didn't love you. And so he flips out and goes to shoot her, and her powers activate. And so her eyes turn bright green. her hair turns into like sort of a purple flame, and her skin towards orange, almost molten, and she cooks them. Every guy in that room roasted, literally, quite physically, down to dust. Like, Thanos snapped his fingers in Infinity Wars and turned to dust. No, you literally got, there's no coming back from this. You're gone. You're cremated, quite physically. And she finds a picture and realizes she needs the person this girl, this body has been looking for has been Raven. So she goes and she takes off to go find Raven as well, which is probably going to be how she gets from Austria to America. But the character is so amazing. She's confident, she's sexy, she's a badass. She walks like she owns the place. Like, yeah, the costume, it kind of sucks right now, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be your costume for the whole season. But she is just so amazing. Like, the scenes were very brief, but the time we saw her, it was like, you're perfect. Like, you put the fire into Starfire. And then, so we did see Beast Boy. We did see him for about, I wouldn't say more than a minute. His favorite form, as he says in the promos, is a tiger. So you see him as a tiger, and he's stealing video games from a video game store in his tiger form. Completely freaks out a security guard, but that can't be helped. And then you see him shifting, and it's disgusting, but cool. It's very werewolfy the way he shifts. You hear his bones cracking. You hear like this wet, muscly blood sound, but you don't actually really see him. After that, you kind of get a look at him, and he's green, but as he's morphing, he goes from green to his pale skin, but with green hair. And for very few seconds, he seems to embody the character very well. He seems very cute and cool. We also met Hawk and Dove, and granted, I don't know much about those characters yet. I need to, it's funny whenever I encounter a character I don't know. I'm always surprised because I've read so many comics from DC over the years. I'm surprised I don't know these people. But the actor and actress are so lovely. Hawk and Dove are in a relationship, and they're very cute and sweet. They're older than Dick, so like if he's like maybe late 20s, they're definitely like 30s going to 40s, or 40s already, but they're older, and they're trying to get out of the whole vigilante game. They're getting ready to retire, as they put it, and Hawk has got some serious issues with his leg. He's got, as Dove explains it, he's got like several fractures, concussions. He needs to retire. He's falling apart. But they're so supportive of each other. Hawk, though, he is blunt, kind of aggressive, and has no filter. I think most of the what the fuck lines went to him, which was really funny. Usually I don't like the whole arrogant character, but he was great. He was a lot of fun. Dove is very sweet and very independent, but also, like, she leans on Hawk, but she also takes care of him. They take care of each other, and they're very sweet to each other. She seems like the kind of person who can tame the asshole in him. And her interactions with Rachel/Raven are just so lovely. They're so cute. And Raven calls her Khaleesi because her hair is the same shade of blonde. It's so sweet. Wow, I think I went over all the characters. So, the show overall, amazing. The thing is that I know a lot of people are going to come into this and they're going to be like, this isn't the show that I know. This isn't the story that I know. I want the story I know. But no, this is new. This takes details from the shows that you know and it takes details from the comics, but it is so new, which is exciting because you don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know how people can be like not excited for this, because like, you know, since day one, Nana and I have known this was going to be good. We just had that feeling, and holy crow, is it good. The audience loved it. There was screaming, there was cheering, there was excitement and standing ovation, there was clapping. As we walked out of the Hammerstein Ballroom, there was excitement, and that was one of the best things to see, was the excitement. Everybody was on fire. Everybody was like, I need more. Unfortunately, it'll be like any other show. It'll be released once a week, so it's going to be painful because you're going to want more. They were asking the cast during the panel if the show is going to remain sort of dark and serious, and it will, because it's a serious story, and everyone is in a place where they need to come through what they're going through. But Ryan Potter, who plays Beast Boy, said that right now everything is a long dark hallway with no hope, and at the end is a little tea light of hope in the form of a green-haired cat boy who loves pizza and dancing and making people happy. So I don't know, that might tell you something. I loved it. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I really loved it. But I don't think there's much left to say right now. The set was amazing, the cast was amazing, the story was amazing, you know, the effects were amazing. You guys are going to love the effects. I cannot stress that enough. But, episode 5 is going to have the Doom Patrol, so get ready for that. That's going to be awesome. We saw a tiny clip of Doom Patrol at the very end of the night, and it looked good. Looked crazy good. And in case you have been living under a rock the last few hours, Matt Bomer has been cast as Negative Man. Exciting, very exciting. Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave you, and hopefully everyone who sees this might be convinced to watch Titans, because it is so damn good. And just so you know, Titans premieres October 12th, and will be showing up. New episodes are every single Friday until the season is out. And by the way, season 2 has already been greenlit, so get excited. This is going to be great. If you're a DC fan, you're going to love it. It's going to be great. All right, thanks for watching.